a shining symbol of the history, architecture and culture of Bengal's Zamindari, Dinajpur Zamindar Bari. The palace, which was once the center of wealth, power and culture, still stands as a silent witness to history. This palace of Dinajpur began about 300 years ago, during the Mughal period. King Burnath was the initial founder of this zamindari. His successors, King Ramnath and King Baidyanath, organized the dynasty well. But the actual construction of the magnificent palace began during the reign of King Dinajpur. And it was during the reign of his successor, King Girijanath Roy, that this palace found perfection. Architecture and construction style. Dinajpur Zamindar Bari is not just a palace, it is an architectural monument. The huge building, built with a mixture of red brick, white lime, wood and terracotta, is a wonderful combination of Indian and European styles. Every corridor, pillar and door of this three-story palace exudes art and taste. 3. Nat Mandir and culture. Right on one side of the palace was the Nat Mandir, a cultural stage. Musical performances, processions, classical dances and plays were held here. The courtyard of the palace was filled with Vaishnava songs and mythological plays. The Dinajpur kings were not just landlords, they were patrons of culture. 4. Religious heritage, Kantaju Temple. A unique example of the religious passion of the Dinajpur kings is Kantaju Temple. Although this temple was built in 1752, it is a bit far from the palace. Its heritage is closely linked to this dynasty. The temple, built in terracotta carvings, still fascinates history lovers today. 5. Decline and consequences. After the partition of the country in 1947, the Dinajpur royal family gradually began to disappear. The zamindari was abolished through the Land Reforms Act of 1950. The king and his family left the country. What was once a living palace has become a desolate, silent monument. 6. Current status and importance. Currently, most of the Dinajpur Rajbari has collapsed or been damaged. Although some parts have been preserved, it is still deprived of the necessary care. Despite this, it is still a historical attraction for tourists. For lovers of history and culture, Dinajpur Rajbari is an unforgettable destination. Dinajpur Zamindar Bari is not just a building, it is a living document of Bengal's past glory, zamindari history, religious traditions and cultural development. Time may not have stood still, but the walls of the Rajbari still tell the story of a lost chapter. This was the history and legacy of Dinajpur Zamindar Bari. If you love the glorious past of Bengal, then standing in the shadow of the palace, you will hear the voice of time.